Hi, this is Herman. If you're looking for a way to make your online business sustainable, and I don't care what type of business you have, you may have social media using Facebook or Pinterest or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok for that matter. All of those types of businesses may not be 100% sustainable because the owner, the platform where you're having that business, may one day change the algorithm and your whole business comes crashing down. So if you're interested in finding how you can actually make your business sustainable, you're in the right place, because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about right now. So without further ado, let's get started. As I was explaining, there is only one way in all this internet marketing world to make your business sustainable. In other words, let's define what the word sustainable in this particular case means. It means that no matter what, you have a big chunk of control on your business. That means you can decide when you go this way or when you go that way. You can decide, for instance, how much traffic you want to get. You can decide what kind of offers you want to present or put in front of that traffic. You, in other words, are the master of your own domain, to quote Seinfeld. I don't know if you have seen that show. It's a couple of years old, but it's very interesting because being the master of your own domain gives you a lot of power. So how do you achieve that? Well, let's think about, for instance, what the problems are of not being the master of your own domain. About 5 years ago or something like that, Facebook was promoting Facebook pages a lot. And a lot of people were doing Facebook pages. And these Facebook pages were getting a lot of traffic because the Facebook algorithm was putting those pages in front of the people, in front of the audience. So people were creating Facebook pages like crazy. And then one day, Facebook decided, you know what, we want to change the algorithm, the program that presents these pages to the people, to the audience that are in Facebook. They said, you know what, we are going to change everything and we're going to change how the organic presentation of these pages gets shown to people. And result, it just went crashing down for a lot of people who had huge pages, but then suddenly their information was not being shown to anybody. Something similar has happened, for instance, here with YouTube. Something similar has happened with Instagram, with the shadowing of your messages, and that happens all over the place. So in those particular cases, who controls the business? Actually, if you are in Facebook, that's the only way you get your traffic from, and you have absolutely no way, you have not taken any measures to make your business sustainable. Facebook controls you. If they say one day, hey, that's it for you. So you don't want to have that situation. You want to take measures to make your business sustainable. And the best way that I know of making your business sustainable is having your own email list, as it says up here. So, and I'm not the only person who says that. I'm not just a little tiny guy who's doing internet marketing, who is not a huge big guru, but there are several guys in the internet marketing world that definitely 100% agree with me. And I'm just going to mention two particular cases. One of them is this book. You probably have seen it or heard about it. It's called .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. I'm just going to read a little bit here, tiny few words, about the three different type of traffics that exist. And he says, for instance, there's traffic you control. Like, for instance, when you pay for traffic, you pay Google for traffic, or you pay for a solo ad, and you say, I want this traffic sent now. So you control that traffic, but you don't own it. You have to pay to get it, right? And then you have traffic that you do not control. Like what we're talking about, Instagram, Facebook, and organic traffic. But if you don't control it, because it depends on an algorithm that you do not control. And then the third type is traffic you own. And listen to what he says about traffic you own. I'm just going to read a little bit just to stress the importance of this. This is Russell Brunson saying, I want to begin our discussion with the third type of traffic listed above because it's the most important. Traffic you own is the best kind of traffic. It's your email list or your followers, readers, customers, etc. I call this the traffic that I own because I can send out an email, post a message to my followers, or make a blog post, and I will generate instant traffic. And that's what you want to be able to do. And specifically in this particular case, we want to talk about email traffic. That's why the message, how to build, or the title, how to build an email list. And this other book, Email Marketing Demystified, it also mentions the importance of having this because it's one of the most powerful and most underutilized marketing channels available on earth. And the interesting thing is, and you probably don't realize this, it's been the primary means of electronic communication since the 70s. It's 50 years old. So that proves something else. It's not going away. It's going to still be here when you think, oh, what was that program? I remember there used to be a program that was very popular and it just disappeared. You know, some social media site. And that has happened many times. So you want something that has a little bit more staying power, stamina, so to speak. So today we are then trying to find out ways of creating our own list. And I'm going to show you at least 2 approaches that you can use to build your own email list. One of them is when you have your own domain and you have like WordPress installed. And in fact, if you stay all the way to the end, I'm going to give you a link where you can go and get a plugin that gives you a complete autoresponder. You know, a complete autoresponder with all the features that you can just install and use it to start building your list. So in part, yeah, you need to have a website, you need to have WordPress, but at the same time, you don't have to pay extra to build your list. So, and the other approach is using membership sites that offer this option of giving you an email list where you can send emails to people. So without further ado, again, we're going to see how we can do that. So let's see the first approach. I think this would be a very good moment if you think this type of videos actually make sense, where I don't just go directly and show you how to do something, but I try to give you a little bit of background why that thing that you are supposed to be doing, why does it make sense? Why is it a good decision to actually implement that idea? Like I just did right now with the importance of having an email list to have a sustainable business. If you like this type of videos, please subscribe and, you know, push that notification bell so that you get more of these videos when I publish them. I would appreciate that. So let's get it on. Let's talk first about the WordPress plugin that I am going to give you for free. You don't have to pay anything. So if you have a WordPress site, you can use this plugin, and I will put it in the description. I'll put the plugin somewhere here also, you know, the link of the plugin. But in the description, you also have a link for that plugin. You just go there and register, and you get the plugin completely free. You can install it. So let's take a look at how it looks, what it does, and if it actually does work. All right, so let's take a look. So here I am. The name of that plugin is called My Mail It. It's a WordPress plugin. So let me show it to you. I have a website where I have, you know, like a test website where I install these plugins that I have, and I can test them to see if they actually work. So let me take a look here. I will show you. Let me hold on a second here. This is the main site. I have just installed this and set it up, and I'm gonna go to the settings. As you can see, you have the settings. You have the option to create different lists. We'll go to the settings in a couple of minutes. You have an option to create forms for those lists. You can ask for the name if you want to use that, and all these different options, the colors and the padding, etc., etc., etc. And at some point where you want to redirect that form after the email is submitted, and if you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you should look at my other video that explains how to start affiliate marketing without a website, right? And then you generate a code where you can put in a form on a page, on a landing page or on a squeeze page or capture page in order to get those opt-ins and then add them to your list. And if you have subscribers, then you have the list of subscribers here. You can upload, because you control this, and this is important because you control this. You are the controller. You are the master of your domain. There's no limit to the subscribers that you can upload here. However, you must understand that there are laws like CAN-SPAM and other type of laws in different parts of the world that require that you only send email to people who actually have requested those emails. Like, for instance, I'm in Europe, and in Europe there's something called GDPR, and if you have GDPR information, you always have to be able, if somebody requests that, to present documentation that that person said, yeah, I want to receive your information. So it's not like you're just going to scrape all the internet for email addresses. I'm going to upload them here and then send them emails. That actually doesn't work. It's counterproductive. So, and then you have an option here where you can create the messages, and if you look at how the messages are, you have full HTML options to create the messages, and then you can create the autoresponders, right? You can, for a particular list, you add different emails for that list, and you can say, okay, that's the list, right? The subject of that particular email and the message that you're gonna send. Now let's go to the settings for a couple of seconds here. I'm using here Amazon, and in Amazon you can see my SMTP username. I'm gonna probably blank that out, but this is all the information that you can use, right? And to make sure that it actually works, I'm gonna send a test email. So I don't know my name anymore. So send now, because everything has already been configured and the email is sent. So I'm gonna go and see if the email was sent. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna bring this to the front here. This is just a test email, and that email was sent at this time, which is 2:16, which is the time that we have right now. You cannot see it because I have I'm kind of blocking everything here, but yeah, that's the time on my, this is today. And obviously this is just a test message. It's empty. Only have my signature because it's something, or my address is something very important that you have to set up for every emails. And that's basically it. That's how it works. As I mentioned, you have all the options. You have help, you have videos explaining everything, how everything works if you want. And that's free. The only thing is, what program do you use to send the information? As you can see here, I mentioned that I'm using Amazon to send the emails. This is called Amazon SES. So Amazon provides the service to send the email, to actually send the message, the file to all these different people. That's called SMTP. That's what I have here. Do you have to pay for Amazon? Amazon is actually one of the cheapest ones that you can find, and it's good. Emails get delivered. I can be, I can testify to that. Do you have to use Amazon? Not necessarily. If you are just starting and you're going from a very small list, you can start using your own. If you have like a VPS or a dedicated server where you have your website, you can actually use your own SMTP and start warming it up as your list grows, and that way you can be at some point sending a lot of emails without any problem. So the other option, you can use, as I mentioned, Amazon, and there are other providers like SendGrid and etc. Is this worth it? I think one of the biggest values of this way of doing it is the list is in your hands. You control your list 100%. You can come at any time, go to your subscribers and do whatever you want with them. You can upload subscribers, you can download subscribers, you can add one subscribers, you can do anything you want because the list is on your server. So, as I was mentioning before, you are the master of your own domain, right? Now, let's take a look at the other system, the other method, which is a method that the majority of the people use. It has a disadvantage, and basically that disadvantage is that you're using another platform. And from that standpoint, you're also putting your business in the hands of somebody else. So let's say you're using Aweber, which is a autoresponder provider, or you're using GetResponse, or you're using the one I'm going to be showing you here. All of them at some point could come and say, hey, you're blocked from here, you're banned from here. And what happens to your business? Problem. So it always makes good sense to have a copy of your list in a program like this. So it makes, if I were you, I would definitely get this, because it's free and you will be in control of your email list on your server. And even though you might have your email list and you'll be using like Aweber or something else, right? But you always have a copy of your email list on your server that in case of an emergency, you can just switch over and keep working, right? In other words, your business remains sustainable. So let's take a look at that other one. If you like this video, subscribe. So the other program that I'm going to use to show you about how to set up an email list is Leadsleap. This is not exactly 100% an email or an autoresponder provider, because it actually gives you several tools, not only one tool. It gives you the autoresponder option, as you can see here. The free tools, you get a list management system, which is with autoresponder, automated emails, broadcast tracking, etc., build your list. But it also gives you a landing page builder. It also gives you an opt-in form builder. It also gives you a tracking option. So you have several stuff. And the thing with this one is that you pay zero. You actually pay zero, not even 1 cent, to build your list and to send emails to your list. The only difference is, let me show you. I think that's the best way of doing it. Let me log in. So I'm going to log in. So I'm in here, and I'll show you here an upgrade to Pro, the different options. So concerning emails, the list manager, right? You can have up to 10 lists or groups of emails, which is okay for free, right? But you cannot send an automated email series. You can send broadcasts, limited to 10 a month. So you can build your list will be there, and it doesn't get more expensive as your list grows, but you cannot pre-program emails that go out by themselves, except for 2 emails, right? The confirmation email when the person logs in or fills up an opt-in form, and the welcome email. Those go out automatically. You don't have to, obviously you have to set them up, but they go automatically out. But new emails that 1 day afterwards, 2 days afterwards, and stuff like that, like I mentioned before, that is not part of the free tier here. But the paid tier is $27 a month, and it's independent. And I'll rephrase this, or I'll repeat this actually. It is independent of the amount of people you have on your list. See, by other providers, let's say Aweber, let's say GetResponse, the more people you have on your list, the more expensive it gets. And it can get to a point where you're paying like, I don't know, $400 a month just to send emails. Here, that wouldn't happen. And another advantage is that if you have other people sign up under you, then up to 10 levels, right? Where is the levels? The number of levels. Up to 10 levels, you get a commission. So, yeah, there is an incentive for me to show you this. But in reality, especially if you're starting, you do not need anything else. You create your list, as I will show you here. I have a list, an active list with 3 subscribers, testing them. And there is a list. You can actually come and send, as I mentioned, on the free version, you can send broadcasts, which basically is you add an email, right? You write the email and you send the email to the people in the list. You can see here the different audiences that are available. And if people have been there on so many days. So you can do certain type of things. This is the only one you have to be a pro member to be able to send, which is send emails to unverified subscribers. So these are the two basic methods of building a list and why it is important to build a list. You need this email list if you want the business to be sustainable. If you are doing Facebook marketing and you send people to a landing page or a capture page and then they sign up to your list, you have the possibility anytime you want to send them an email, send them a new offer. You don't have to, look for them somewhere in Facebook or somewhere in Twitter or somewhere in Pinterest in order to communicate with them. You grab your email program, you write an email, you send it. That email is going to be in their inbox, in their email program, until they either read it or they delete it. And if they do not unsubscribe from your list, you are allowed to keep sending them emails. So I hope you enjoyed this, and definitely if you want to see exactly how to build a landing page and everything, watch my video about affiliate marketing without website, which is going to be listed here below on the description. Have fun, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.